Pike straightens up. They're all sisters. They're off. She stepped away okay from the inside. First to get going, though, from toward the outside is Dawn Dancer, making a beeline for the front, charging forward as well. Luz Del Sol right there with them is Biscuits, and they're being followed, settling down by Boy Crush. Now the favourite, they're all sisters, down on the inside of its stablemate Western Splendour when they settle down. A length and a half Optimus Prime, and further back behind those then to Manhattan Squeeze in the back half of the field. It's right back there in proceedings as they work down the side. Back with it Luna Spark, and towards the tail is Nickaboom. At the 500 towards the home corner they head, and Dawn Dancer will lead the way. A length and a half Luz Del Sol tracking it, coming into the turn. Biscuits dropped off. They're followed to the outside now by Boy Crush. The favourite back on the inside under heavy pressure from Pike at this stage. They're all sisters. 200 left to go. Down the outside, Boy Crush comes at Dawn Dancer. Boy Crush reaches the lead now, sprints clear from them. The favourite's getting home when it's all over. They're all sisters, but Boy Crush makes an impression. Boy Crush wins it on debut from They're All Sisters. Maybe third Optimus Prime. Right there as well is Biscuits, who toughed it out. Nickaboom picked up a good ground late after being last on the home corner. In behind those next of all is Manhattan Squeeze. Luz Del Sol had dropped out. Right back there as well, Western Splendour. And also near the tail of the field when they'd pulled up is Dawn Dancer, who brought them for home but did not give a yelp and finished well back in the field. So Boy Crush, who they paid 220 grand for at the Magic Million sales, returns on investment immediately for the Luke Fernie stable. Ends a little lean patch for Luke here in the city. Bounces back today with this colt by Manhattan Rain from Crush, a brother to Man Crush, who Luke knows so well and has been impressive beating home. They're all sisters. Willie Pike got back further on the fence than Pike would have liked. Finished off all right. Optimus Prime, a handy enough run as well on debut. 3:10.4 are the placings. Biscuits in fourth spot. 1:05.03 the time. 1 3/4 by a half a length. So it's come from a little bit off the pace and really hit the line well. Nice and professional. Kept a really straight line going to the post, and for a horse having its first start, did an awful lot right. 35.62 the last 600, owned by Tony Patrizzi, Andrew Ingles as well. They've teamed up here in the ownership of this colt. They're all sisters by Splintex out of River Hussey, Dave Harrison, Willie Pike. And third placing going to Optimus Prime by Safeguard from Go Daisy. Clint Johnston Porter took the ride for trainer Mickey Grantham. Next event on the card, the Mrs. Max Handicap, and here no scratchings to come. They'll sprint over 1,000 metres. As we head back down now, Lockie, a nice debut, professional performance here by this colt, Boy Crush, who obviously attracted a good deal of attention from Luke Fernie as a yearling going through the Magic Millions.
Thanks, Darren. Very nice way to start a horse's career. Boy Crush, that was a dominant victory as winning trainer Luke Fernie joins me now. Luke, congratulations on the win. Talk us through what this two-year-old has shown yourself and the team behind the scenes in the lead up to today.
He's been very good. He sort of had a bit of behavioural issues early on and we didn't know if we were going to keep him a colt. And credit to Brian, Jeff and everybody at the stables. They got over his neck and taught him some manners, and he's come to the races today and won really well. We had the idea that I don't really like stepping them out over 1,000 when they can come to the races. I feel as though they learn a lot more at the races than what they do at trials, and you get a little bit of pocket money to go with it if things go to plan.
Was it a surprise to you at all, knowing the breed well? Obviously, Man Crush has been such a stable stalwart. Was it a surprise that this fellow had some behavioural issues, knowing that Man Crush has been such a beautiful horse for the stable for a long time?
Yeah, well, Man Crush had his quirks early, and I said to Andrew and Tony that he's a spitting image of him. Everything he does is the exact same. The way that he races as a two-year-old sort of reflects the way that Man Crush did, and his work behind the scenes does that as well. You know what it takes to win a two-year-old Magic Millions Classic down at Pinjarra Park. That's 5 weeks away. What do the next 5 weeks look like for this horse? We'll just wait and see how his shins are. We don't need to push him any further than what he needs to. Obviously, it'd be ideal to get him there, but yeah, I don't want to jump the gun and say he'll be there and then go and grab his shins tomorrow morning and he not be able to walk. So hopefully he stays in one piece and we can get him to the races like that. It'd be good for Tony and Lockie and the family to get a nice horse to run through them feature races.
Speaking of the older brother, Man Crush, he goes around in the feature of the day. Can he run a race at odds?
He needs to improve a little bit. There's another race for him in 2 weeks' time that I think 1200 would be more suitable for him, but hopefully we see him run through the line today.
Really nice 2-year-old win, well done.
Thanks, mate.
There's Luke Fernie, his first 2-year-old winner of the season. Obviously, he's made a real habit over the last 2 to 3 seasons of really dominating our 2-year-old races, Scotty, and he's on the board with a very, very nice winner in Boy Crush.
Certainly was. He's put a margin on them in the end, 1 3/4 by a half. It was an interesting run there from our favourite. The filly was 3 back the fence, so originally she was leaders back, and then all of a sudden Orion Hills crossed from the top of the sort of lineup, and then it was 3 back the fence, and she hit a real flat spot at the 600. Optimus Prime was clearly going better than her. Then she seemed to find a bit of a second wind in the last 150 and was poking her way through into the minor end of the money, but it looked like she was just still very new and very green. Almost got run off her legs in the middle stages there, but finished off the race nicely. But all honours with Boy Crush. That was a very emphatic debut victory.
That it was, and when you consider that a large majority of our 2-year-old winners this season have been from the Sean and Jake Casey team and aren't actually eligible for the Magic Millions, a horse like Boy Crush and also All on Red that is from the Tiana Noski stable, they clearly have to be the top 2 seeds leading into the feature in 5 weeks' time.
Correct, and now the question mark begins of how do you get there? 5 weeks, do you simply go from today to the Magic Millions? You go 5 weeks between runs, really just sort of back off these horses and allow them just to be 2-year-olds again and then work out how you get them there, or you give them another run. That's always the unknown element, because if you chance your hand and give them another run as 2-year-olds, we all know that they can train off very, very quickly. So that's up to Luke Fernie and his team to figure out, but Holly Watson's able to get the job done on this horse on debut. 3, 10, 4 and 6. He's a $10 winner in race number 2. Boy Crush, that was impressive.
Yeah, it definitely was. Look, he was a little professional going to the barriers. I knew he was in good shape when I went there. He stepped a little bit slow, but we ended up in a really nice spot. Obviously, the horse in front of me just wasn't really taking me anywhere, so once I pulled him out around the corner, he did the rest himself.
Must be impressed at the gap that he put on them in the finish.
Yeah, he did. He quickened up really, really well. Probably surprised me a bit how well he quickened up, and probably just a little bit worried late. I thought something was going to get me, but no, he was really good in the end.
And considering he'd only had that 400-metre jump out publicly, he looked quite professional.
Yeah, he is a professional. Luke's done a great job with him. He was a ready-made 2-year-old.
Congratulations, well done, Hole.
Thanks, Scott.
There's Holly Watson. She combines with Luke Fernie and Boy Crush to take out race 2 here at Ascot, the Magic Millions plate. Only 6 minutes away now. Aztec Ruler races down the straight at Flemington for Stefan Vahala and Chris Parnham in the Group 3 Standish Handicap.